Oh, my friends, I am so excited about this coming weekend because it is daylight savings weekend. One of my favorite times of the year because I can take this deep sigh of relief knowing that we are on the downward slide of winter and headed into spring and summer. And I love knowing that. You know, daylight savings in the modern era was originally invented as an energy cost savings measure. The more daylight or sunlight that we have, the less need we have for man-made energy like electricity. So there is a significant cost savings. But man didn't originally invent daylight savings. God did. Travel with me about 3,000 years back in time to a point when Joshua is leading the Israelites through the promised land, and they are conquering and capturing one city after the next, till they come to this place where 5 enemy kings have joined together to take a stand against Israel, and things did not look good for God's people. But this is what we read in Joshua 10. The Lord said to Joshua, "Do not fear them, for I have given them into your hands. Not one of them shall stand before you." And it took supernatural measures to accomplish that victory. First, God rained down giant hailstones against the enemy, taking out most of the army. There were still some soldiers left that Joshua and his people were pursuing, but he knew that he was running out of daylight to achieve that victory. So this is what happened next. Joshua spoke to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the sons of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, "O sun, stand still at Gibeon, and O moon in the valley of Ajalon." So the sun stood still and the moon stopped until the nation avenged themselves of their enemies. And the sun stopped in the middle of the sky and did not hasten to go down for about a whole day. There was no day like that before it or after it, when the Lord listened to the voice of a man, for the Lord fought for Israel. That was the original daylight savings. It was created by God as he fought for his people and achieved victory over the enemy. You know, over the millennia, man has argued against this, that it's just not possible, even though we have recorded history among other cultures that actually record this event in history, but can't explain it. And because scientists can't explain it, it must not have happened, right? Let me ask you this. Can you explain the resurrection of Jesus Christ? I don't think it's any coincidence that we celebrate Easter and the resurrection of Christ not long after we have daylight savings time. As Christ followers, we believe that God entered into this world in the form of the sun, light of the world, that he died on the cross for us for our sins, conquered death, was resurrected, and then descended into heaven. If you can believe that, can you not believe that God can make the sun and the moon stand still, the very God who spoke creation into existence? Y'all, to me, daylight savings not only represents the ending of winter, but it represents the faithfulness and the miracle-working power of our God. And you know what else it gives me? Hope for what's coming, because there's coming a day when we won't have any darkness at all. From Revelation 21, we read this. The city, the New Jerusalem, had no need for sun or of the moon to shine on it, for the glory of God has illuminated it, and its lamp is the Lamb. The nations will walk by its light, and the kings of the earth will bring their glory into it in the daytime, for there will be no night there. Its gates will never be closed, and they will bring the glory and the honor of the nations into it. My friends, that's what we have to look forward to. talk about daylight savings. So as we head into this weekend and enjoy an extra hour of sunlight, I want to encourage all of us to take a little bit of that time and praise our God, our faithful God who spoke light into existence, who is capable of making the sun and the moon stand still, who loves us like crazy, so much so he died for us so that we could spend eternity with him, and that he has promised us that a day is coming when no darkness will exist, that he will be the light of the world for all